The Ministry of Health, the subcontracting companies, contracting companies, all engineers, all workers who contributed to the construction of this very hospital. The healthcare professionals who will be serving at this hospital hopefully will be successful, and I wish them success. This hospital, inaugurated in Goztepe district, takes its name after Professor Süleyman Yalçın, and we remember him with gratitude. The late Professor Yalçın was a very prominent figure, a scientist in the field of medicine, and on the other hand, he contributed tremendously to the intellectual life of our country, and he was a man of cause. In 1950s, from 1950s on until the end of his life, he worked for his cause, for his nation and country. He wrote many pieces, delivered many speeches at conferences, and took active role in many NGOs. The professor's thoughts, of course, inspired many and tens of thousands of young people inspired by him served a lot for this country. Those who disconnect with their own history and demolish our great works, of course, worked to no avail, and their efforts will make our professor even live longer. And it is a great honor for us to have named this great work after him. And we tried our best to show our gratitude through this work. And I wish for the mercy of God on his soul and extend my condolences again to his family and beloved ones. Distinguished guests, all the actions that Turkey has taken came to be much more clearly understood during this period of a pandemic of coronavirus. And some also do praise some countries a lot, but many countries in the world faced many challenges, and it has become obvious after the outbreak. Because to ensure the social justice and equality, financial sources will not be sufficient on a standalone basis, and we have observed that very clearly. With more than 240,000 beds, more than 1,000 computerized tomography devices, more than 400 healthcare institutions, and more importantly, with 1.1 million healthcare professionals, Turkey was self-sufficient to meet all of its demands, all the demands and the needs by our people. And during the pandemic, we also inaugurated many healthcare institutions. And during this era of pandemic, on both sides of Istanbul, we opened 2 hospitals, each with a bed capacity of 1,006. Professor Murat Dilmener and Professor Feriha Öz emergency case hospitals have now been operating, and Başakşehir, Pine and Sagura City Hospital with a capacity of more than 2,200 beds, as well as Ok Meydanı Professor Cemil Taşçıoğlu Hospital with a capacity of more than 550 beds. Are now serving our people. And the first phase of Kartal, Dr. Lütfi Kırdar City Hospital has now been operating. And another hospital with a capacity of 600 beds, Marmara University Professor Asaf Ataseven Hospital, are all some of the hospitals that have come operational. And with a capacity of 838 beds capacity, in its first phase, Konya City Hospital also has become operational. Another hospital is Erzurum City Hospital with a capacity of more than 1,300 beds. And another hospital we have renovated, what has been indeed entrusted to us by Sultan Abdul Hamid. Hadimköy Hospital is still operating, and another hospital, Goztepe Professor Süleyman Yalçın City Hospital, which we are opening right now, has a capacity right now of 758 beds, and this way we have brought 16 new hospitals to operation. And when the second phase of this very hospital is complete, this hospital will be serving for our people with more than 1,100 beds. This hospital has been constructed especially resistant against earthquakes, and many earthquake isolators have now been built within the on the premises, and this hospital will stand tall and strong in a case of a possible earthquake. And of course, across all corners of the country, across the whole country, in each and every corner, we have healthcare institutions and hospitals serving. With our strong infrastructure in the field of health, it has become more clear that we have driven away all the problems, while many countries, even the developed in the world, faced many difficulties. Despite the increasing number of new cases of coronavirus, our healthcare system is strong and standing tall. And this way, we once again underline the importance of three basic rules against the pandemic: wearing face masks, paying attention to social distancing, and as well, of course, personal hygiene and cleanliness. Of course, to curb further spread of the outbreak, unfortunately, science has not for now, come up with a concrete, definite solution. We hope to see positive outcomes to come from vaccine-related studies. And our ministers and all the other relevant officials and authorities, and I myself, repeatedly say the same things. But unfortunately, everywhere across the country, many people are not adhering to the pandemic-related rules. Unfortunately, during weddings, people do not adhere to the rules. We talk about wearing masks and social distancing, but many people do not follow the rules. My distinguished brothers and sisters, we have to warn our citizens very sensitively and make sure that we are concerned about their health, and that is why we reiterate the same things.
Türkiye'nin bu süreci en az hasarla atlatması,
It is important, of course, for Turkey to overcome this problem with the least harm. And it is important for that reason to achieve our targets. And altogether, we have to overcome this outbreak. And we have to do this all together. All our physicians, healthcare professionals, nurses, and everyone involved and working on the field do work day and night and make a lot of self-sacrifices. But of course, our citizens have to be showing the due respect to their efforts. We know that firstly, our healthcare professionals do work the hardest, showing a lot of self-sacrifice, and we have to be careful and be thoughtful of their efforts, and of course start a mobilization to curb this outbreak by the way of paying attention and adhering to the rules about the pandemic. And this mobilization is, of course, as important as the mobilization or the movements we have within and outside the country. Distinguished friends, in the world, for a long time, there is a statistical active and dominating in the world, but it has started cracking. The sounds of footsteps of the new order is becoming louder and louder. And in this new era, we are determined to bring our country to the level that we deserve. Over the past 18 years, from education to health, from transportation to energy, and from industry to agriculture, and all the way to social initiatives and incentives, we have brought the infrastructure of the new era to life. And yesterday, for example, in between Ankara and Niğde provinces, a new motorway of 178 kilometers has been opened, and we do not stop. We will continue to work, and we will succeed more and more, because our nation deserves what's best. And over this strong infrastructure, we will be building more, and we will achieve our 23 targets first, and ensure that the visions of 2053 and 2071 are carried over to the next generations. In the past, there were certain political instabilities and social unrest, and many internal and external heinous attacks. And Turkey had to waste much of its time back in time, and we will not allow Turkey to fall into the same traps yet again. Those who target the unity, the fraternity, and the unison of our people will not succeed. They will fail, and we will try our best to protect our brotherhood, our unity, our togetherness. And in each and every field, we will try and work hard day and night to ensure that our country achieves the targets it has set. And of course, we now are a source of hope, not only for our own people, but also for many other countries, and to ensure further growth in many fields, including military, industrial, economic fields. We will show further and further efforts. And we know that some do have hostility against our country, and there are some who do not even refrain from articulating their own interests, and we will be tearing apart their plans of attacking our country, and even their plans of coup attempts. And we will be bringing our country over the levels that we even desire, and make sure that our country is one of the top 10 countries of the world, and we are resolutely working towards that direction. Every attack we have to endure, every crisis we encounter will make Turkey even grow bigger and bigger in energy, in technology, in industry, in basic fundamental services. And all of those explain clearly what level we have achieved. And now, thank God, we are a country that trusts itself and knows its power and capacity, sees the support behind, and we now are a country that puts all its actions into full practice. And of course, some do not accept the growth of our country. There are many examples, many behaviors that do not recognize the laws or international rules. And it is only because some people feel panicked. But in every meeting, with every message we deliver, we say that Turkey is ready for any sort of sharing. We are sincere as we utter such words. But the problem is our counterparts do not recognize our rights, and they try to position themselves over us, above us. But this is not the way it is going to be. Some presumptions, maps, and documents will be torn apart and thrown away due to and thanks to our power, our political and military power, and those people will understand that soon. Either they will understand it through the language of politics and dialogue, or they will experience and understand that through uh, painful experiences they will have in the field. The struggle and martyrdom are of virtues that our nation cares a lot about, and when those people realize that those are the main values our nation care about, then they will understand yet again. So we say that may God forbid that we write another national anthem for this country. When we say that, we know the disappointments that the other countries will face if they challenge us. In any attack, in the face of any attack and any threat, our country has always had much experience. We are seasoned. And we have endured many. For a long period of time, there were many who only lived in welfare and prosperity and in their ivory towers, and they should be concerned, not us, because we're prepared for any condition, for any possibility. With all these thoughts, as I conclude, I once again hope that Professor Yalçın City Hospital will be auspicious for our city, for our country, and for our people. And I once again congratulate everyone who contributed to the completion of the city hospital. I share my love and respect with each and every one of you. Now we will be connecting to firstly to the ICU unit of the hospital through live streaming.
Çocuk cerrahisi kliniğinde 8 yaşında yavrumuz Atlas Çakır.
Our child Atlas Çakır is in the pediatric surgery, and his mother Hülya Çakır is there. Another patient, a girl at the age of 8, youngest of 5 siblings. Her mother is a housewife, and his father is working, is a freelancer, working as a freelancer, and now her mother takes after the child, and now they're over there, and we will be connecting to the unit now. Mr. President, thank you very much. Welcome, greetings. I'm responsible for the pediatric surgery of this hospital. If you allow us, we will be very briefly informing you about our clinic. This clinic was established in 1974. This is the first pediatric clinic established in Istanbul, and we also started delivering training for physicians. And our clinic was evaluated within the framework of European standards, and we have obtained our accreditation for for that, and we do operate on children of 0 to 18 years, and we last year operated on 3,000 patients. We also do care for the neonatal clinics. We do repair many healthcare issues, many problems, for example, respiratory problems or esophagus problems, and we have operated on many patients and have gained a lot of experience. We are renowned in Istanbul, and this is a field we find ourselves successful. We consider ourselves successful. We have specialized nurses working in the neonatal clinics. As you would reckon, these are little babies, infants, and we operate on those infants in specially designed units, and our pediatricians and many other healthcare professionals help us for that. We also have many patients, many babies, infants referred to us from across the country. This is a new hospital building, a unit, and it now gives us a further motivation. It will motivate us more and more. So I would like to thank to you and in your person to all the state officials and authorities. And now I will be leaving the floor to my colleague. Dr. Chidam, is it possible for us to see our child? Yes, of course, Mr. President.
Atlas. Maşallah. Atlas'a biz de şöyle bir el sallayalım.
So we're waving at Atlas from here. Send our greetings, and we hope that she will get a very quick recovery. Get well soon, Atlas. And now we will be listening to Dr. Kerem. Thank you very much. The floor is yours, Doctor. Mr. President, we would like to welcome you to our hospital. We're honored for pediatric surgery. I do have a specialization in disorders of urinary bladder and urinary problems. Spina bifida is a birth-related problem due to damage on the spine. It's a spinal disease due to damage on nerves. There are some disorders in the bladder and on the spine. And those patients are generally physically disabled, and if left untreated, their condition will worsen. And we know that about 2,300 or 3,000 infants come to life with those problems. We have brain surgery, orthopedics, physical therapy, and child psychotherapy like departments within the scope of our unit, and we need to, of course, adopt a multi-perspective approach when treating our patients. And in the past, of course, all those were not under the same roof, and that's why our patients had to visit many other different hospitals. And of course, this was a challenge not only for the patient themselves, but also their relatives and parents. And this way, we have established our center, and all the business, all the lines, all the departments now are under the same umbrella. And we now receive many patients from across the country. Spina bifida patients are followed from our center. We are following the conditions, do follow-up for more than 1,500 patients, and our purpose is to deliver healthcare services to all the patients in the entire country. Of course, it is important to engage in preventive treatment, and also fetal surgery is another procedure that we conduct in state hospitals for prevention of spina bifida disease. We would like to thank you very much for bringing this very modern hospital to completion, and to all the authorities and the ministry. I would like to thank to Dr. Chidam and to you, of course, and I would like to thank to you all on behalf of my nation, and personally, I convey my thanks, and hopefully many children of our future will find health and cure at your clinic, at in your units. So we will be delivering the state-of-art technologies, but it all comes down to the human power, and you are the ones who will be treating all the patients. And using this opportunity, I would like to once again wish for a quick recovery to our child, and hope that the mother will have the chance to see the bright futures of future of her child.
Bize müsaade ederse bu dönemde şöyle bir ziyaret mümkün olabiliyor mu?
Can we also pay a visit
Kararsizde.
to
Yok.
our
Kararsız.
child? You have to make the
Tamam
decision.
peki. Biz Allah'tan şifalar
So,
diliyoruz. Covid
okay,
döneminde
because we
şehitlerimiz var.
are experiencing the COVID period, and it is, of course, difficult for all of us.
Gözlerinden öpüyorum.
But
Allah'tan şifalar
I
diliyorum.
once again wish for a quick recovery, and I share my love with you, Atlas, my
Evet, çok
child.
teşekkür ediyoruz.
Thank you very much.
Şimdi ikinci canlı bağlantımıza
Now we will go to our
geçiyoruz.
second live streaming.
Evet, hastamız Ünal
Our
Çalışkan,
patient
10
is
yaşında.
Ünal Çalışkan. He's only
Aynur
10,
Çalışkan,
and his
babası
mother is
Turgay
Aynur, and father is
Çalışkan
Turgay Çalışkan.
ve
They're there.
hastamızla ilgili
And about our patient, we will now get all the information from Professor Oyanlı and Professor Korhan Özkan, and Associate Professor
verecekler.
Dr. Korkmaz. They will be informing us about the condition of our little patient here. So the floor is yours, professors. The floor is yours. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Welcome. My name is Korhan Özkan. I'm working at the Orthopedics and Traumatology Department. I'm responsible for the unit. Mr. President, we have 8 trainers and 6 specialized doctors and 13 residents. So we do deliver services 24/7, 365 days. We do operate for spinal problems, sports accidents and injuries, and also trauma cases. We also have many training activities for the residents. We also cooperate with Medeniyet universities, medical school to train the students. We also have been engaged in many international projects and scientific work. So, Mr. President, right now, I would like to state in particular that Fuat Akpınar is a very important professor working for our hospital, and so orthopedic implants generally used for bone breakage is a source of pride for us, and these implants are produced in our country, and we do also export it to many countries such as the USA, and these implants are used very successfully, placed very successfully by the surgeons and physicians across the world for patients with such problems. So we will make it better and better. We would like to thank you very much. And these implants are used for bone fractures. Now I would like to leave the floor to Professor here, Professor Oğuz. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Şükrü Boyanlı. I work at the Orthopedics and Traumatology department. I'm responsible for the clinic. I've been working at the clinic for 29 years. This clinic has been active since 1972 with all the specialized physicians and doctors, and nurses and orderlies and all healthcare professionals we're serving for our people. Right now we have cardiology, surgeries, general surgery and plastic surgery practices. We have the advanced spine surgeries and also orthopedics surgeries, many surgeries. So we believe that this new hospital will double our capacity. This way, we will have the chance to treat both domestic and international patients. And as this is a trauma center, As a professor here stated, we will be very actively using orthopedics devices and tools, and we are showing the maximum level of effort to ensure that all of those devices, gadgets, and tools are produced in our country. We have many patents. We also contribute to the R&D studies for the industry. This clinic, since 1982, has been receiving students for their specialization, and we also admit PhD students to train physicians with good virtues and deeds, and successful students indeed. Scoliosis surgery is an important practice for orthopedics surgery. So to inform us more, I would like to leave the floor to Associate Professor Dr. Korkmaz, MD Korkmaz. I would like to thank you very much, and all who contributed to the construction of this hospital. Thank you very much. Mr. President, welcome. We are honored to have you with us. I'm an expert, a specialized doctor for spine surgeries. We have we've been operating on many people from across the world, from, for example, patients from countries such as Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United States, and many European countries, and many other countries. So in such a fully equipped hospital, we do operate on rare cases, and it will be giving a chance to our residents and trainees to have a further experience in such a center. And we are exerting efforts to also share the devices and gadgets we produce ourselves with the rest of the world. We also have many coming from outside the country, from, for example, Chile, or even from South Africa. There are some other professionals who are interested to come and also receive workshops or trainings. So with your contributions, we will also have the chance to contribute to the health tourism sector of our country. I would like to thank you very much, and also all the authorities and institutions that contributed to the hospital. Our patient here is Ünal. He had a hump on his shoulder, and also crookedness on his spine, and we did all the examination and in his lungs and brain, and there were no problems, but but he had a triangle-shaped spine that did not develop as supposed to, and his condition was going to worsen. That is why we had planned the treatment accordingly. But of course, we had to be careful in order not to prevent his growth, and we used a growth-friendly implant, and then operated for the 10th time on him. This took an 8-year-long planning. He was only operated yesterday. It hasn't only been even been 24 hours after his operation, but he has no problems. He can even walk now. When all the operations are complete, he will be a healthy individual who will meet his own needs on his own. He will even have the chance to ride a bicycle. Mashallah, Professor, he doesn't seem like a person who just got out of surgery. Thank you very much. How do you feel yourself? Well, very well. So when you're 13, you will be able to ride a bike, right? Yes. What about you? Hello, Mr. President. Greetings to you from here. Thank you all very much. I see your child is well. He is well. Thank you very much, Dr. Korkmaz. Firstly, helped him a lot. So he is on a very good course in his treatment, and he is feeling better and better. Thank you very much for giving us all those opportunities, all the chance. We visited many hospitals, many doctors, but our budget was, of course, not enough. But with your support, we have him now treated. Without your help, we would have probably been sitting at home without any help because my child back in time had many challenges. He was short of breath, he couldn't move, he couldn't go out. He lacked self-confidence, Mr. President, but with God's will and also with doctors' help, and now our child is healthy, and our doctor made sure of that. May he live long, and you as well, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ünal. How about the school? How about school? It's all good. Okay, I trust in you. Hopefully, when you are 13, you will be feeling much better. What about you? Let's leave the floor to his father now. Mr. President, thank you very much. Welcome. Greetings. He had been operated on since age of 5, and his condition was ever worsening. But the moment we met Dr. Korkmaz, his condition has started becoming better and better. Thank you very much. We also believe in our doctors, and it is making us very happy to see that our children are healthier. And I would like to extend my special gratitude to all the professors, all the doctors working in the field on behalf of my nation and personally. Thank you very much. May God help you all. Thank you very much, Mr. President. As the best indicator of a social state, we are able to offer treatment and operate on our patients without them needing to pay. So this is a great success for a social state, we believe. Okay, thank you very much. Now we will be going to the third live streaming. We will we will connect to the operation theater. Professor Asif Yildirim, responsible for the urology department, and general surgery department physician, Professor Alimoğlu, are there. The floor is yours. Mr. President, thank you very much. Welcome to our clinic. And I've been working at this hospital for 18 years. We have 10 specialized physicians and 8 residents. For urology, cancer, and stone-related diseases, our center is a reference, center of reference. So let me inform you about our practices. So, Professor, can we see the operation theater a little bit if you zoom out so we can see?
Neyse hocam, dersini iyi çalışmamışlar. Şöyle zoomlama dersini iyi çalışmamışlar. Buyurun, buyurun.
2019 senesi içerisinde üroloji polikliniğinde 55 binin üzerinde hastamıza hizmet verdik ve 8 binli üroloji kanser hastaları oluşturmaktaydı ve 2000 üzerinde de
we had more than 2,000 surgeries over the past 2 years, and 600 of them were cancer cases. And
Ankara'nın
after
bölgesi dahi
March 15,
yaklaşık 16 bin
2020,
genç
during
hastamıza poliklinik
the
hizmeti verdik
pandemic,
ve
we
bu
served
hastaların 3 bini üroloji kanser
and treated
hastalıkları
many patients
oluşturmaktaydı.
in our
Ve
outpatient clinics,
376 tane
and
ürolojik ameliyat gerçekleştirdik
376
ve bu
urology
ameliyatlardan
surgeries
176
were done,
tanesini
and
ürolojik kanser
176
ameliyatları
of them were
oluşturmaktaydı.
urology cancer
Ve bugün
cases.
açılışını yapmış
And
olduğumuz
today we
yüksek
are
teknik
now
donanıma sahip
opening
olan
a
hastanemizde hem
hospital that
artan hasta
has a
oda
high
sayıları ve
and
aynı
advanced
zamanda
level of
21'den
technology.
27'ye
We
çıkan
have
ameliyat
now
odaları sayesinde
27
yüksek
operation
kalitede
theaters
ve
and many
artan
high
sayıda
quality
hastamıza
patient
hizmet
rooms.
vereceğimizi
So this way
düşünmekteyiz.
we think that we will be
Teşekkür eder,
serving for a higher
saygılarımı
number of
sunarım.
patients
Müsaadenizle
with a better
mikrofonumu Mehmet
quality.
Eray hocamız
Thank you very
Doktor Orhan
much. Now I
Alimoğlu'na
will be leaving
bırakıyorum.
the floor
Asım hocam
to
çok teşekkür ediyorum.
Professor
Evet, şimdi
Alimoğlu.
de
Thank
Orhan
you very
hocamızı
much,
dinliyoruz.
Professor. Now we are listening to Professor
Sayın
Alimoğlu.
Cumhurbaşkanım,
Mr. President, thank you very much. Thank you for pioneering for the construction of this hospital and our university. My name is Dr. Alimoğlu, Orhan Alimoğlu. I am the chairperson of the General Surgery Department of our university. At our general surgery clinic, we have 26 operation theaters, and we believe we will be one of the rarest centers of the world. We have an increasing median age in our country, and this directly correlates with the number of patients, cancer patients. It is important to make early diagnosis. Stomach, intestines, liver, and breast cancers and colon cancers are some of the most commonly seen cases of cancer, and we do offer the best treatments of cancer to our patients. Even during the pandemic, we worked every day and operated on more than 1,500 patients, most of whom were cancer patients. We also cooperate with Istanbul Medeniyet University and Africa Health Care Research and Practices Center. So our capacity, we try to share our capacity with all the other healthcare professionals of the world. Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Palestine, Jordan, Azerbaijan, and Turkmenistan are of some countries from which we received many healthcare professionals and offered them training. We also started a specialization training program in Africa, and we have trained 16 professionals for their specialization, and we have now 45 physicians, and they will be serving much in Africa, we believe, all these specialist physicians with state-of-art operation theaters with highly qualified high-quality tools and gadgets, and with highly qualified personnel. Our healthcare institutions not only serve the people of this country, but the whole humanity. So we believe that this hospital will be serving the humanity, the whole humanity overall. We would like to thank you very much for your great contributions, and also we would like to thank to all the institutions and authorities, and as well as figures and
Hocam çok
officials
çok
for
teşekkür
their great
ediyoruz.
contributions.
Sağ olun,
Thank you
var
very
olun.
much.
Tabii
Thank
bu
you very much,
hastanelerimiz
Professor.
bizim
Of course,
aracılığımız
those
ama
hospitals
gerçek sahip milletimizin destekleriyle biz bu
are now being
hastanelerimizi
constructed
hamdolsun
through state
inşa ettik.
means, but the real
Ve
owners of those
bundan
hospitals,
sonra
of
da
course,
tabii
are our
bütün
people.
inşa
We
edilen
constructed those
hastanelerimiz
hospitals now,
milletimizin
but of course, all the
hizmetindedir
constructed
ve
and operating
tüm
hospitals
doktorlarımızla
are at the
birlikte
disposal of our people,
inşallah
our nation. So,
hani
with all the
daha dünkü
physicians,
dersinde
hopefully,
söylüyoruz. Halk
we
hizmeti
know
müteber bir
that they
üniversite
will
yoktur.
be serving for
Buna
our
binaen
people,
devlet
and we
cihandan
know that
dinlemez.
our Sultan Kanuni,
Yani
Sultan Suleiman,
halkımızın bir
said
sağlığı, nefes
that
alması, her
even
şey
said
olay bu kadar basit. Ben
that a single
milletimizi
breath of life
en kalbi
is more
duygularla
valuable
selamlıyorum.
than anything else. And there's nothing more precious in life than happiness, he said. So we know that this hospital will bring in further happiness in life and health for our people. May this hospital be a source of cure and remedy for our people. And now we will be opening the hospital. We would like to thank the President. So, Mr. President, we kindly ask you to stay on the stage so we can cut the ribbon to open the hospital. And to join our President, we would like to invite the Ministry of Health, Governor of Istanbul, MPs, and provincial heads, Taşyapı Chair Board. We would like to invite you all to the stage. We also would like to ask the chief physician of the hospital to join us on the stage.
Evet. Kordelaları her iki tarafta da kesiyoruz.
So we will now cut the ribbon,
Sahiplerinde kalıyor.
and you will keep
Buraya
the
bırakmıyoruz.
pieces of ribbon and the pairs of
Bakan
scissors
yardımcımızı da
for yourselves as souvenirs for today. So we kindly ask the Deputy Minister, Healthcare Minister,
Konuları Başkanımız
to
Rabia
come
Hanım'ı
join
da
us on the stage, and also the chairperson of our women's
ön
branches.
tarafta. Rabia Hanım, siz de böyle gelebilirsiniz.
Miss Rabia, you can come over here.
Sağlık İl Müdürümüzü almadık mı? Evet, Kemal Bey gel bakalım sen de.
Is the provincial health administrator here also?
Evet,
He
hazır
should join
mıyız?
us too on the stage.
Tüm
So are we
milletimize
ready? We hope that this hospital will be
başta
auspicious for our whole
hastanemizin
nation. We would like to thank to the
tüm
chief physician of
doktorlarına
the hospital, all the
ve
other
bu arada
physicians working at the
Medeniyet
hospital,
Üniversitesi
and of course, by the way,
rektör
to the
ve
president of
yöneticilerine
Istanbul Medeniyet
hayırlı
University
olsun
and all
diyoruz.
the directors of the
Kordelayı
university. We
bu
hope that this will be
dua
auspicious for
makamındaki
us all.
temenniyle
With all those
kesiyoruz.
good
Ya
thoughts,
Allah, Bismillah.
we now cut the ribbon to open the hospital.
Efendim, Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, Profesör Doktor Süleyman Yalçın Hastanesi'ni kurdele kesmek suretiyle gerçekleştirmişlerdir. Bu hizmetin başta milletimize, ülkemize hayırlı uğurlu olmasını Allah'tan niyaz ediyoruz ve teşriflerinden dolayı bir kez daha Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan'a şükranlarımızı arz ediyor ve zat-ı devletlerini saygılarımızla uğurluyoruz efendim.